right, so working on my music journal, I thought it would be fun to add some dangles to my clasp that I'm going to make. And I pulled out from my stash before joint journaling. In my 20s, I think I was in my 20s, I was really into making necklaces and mostly necklaces, some bracelets, some earrings. And we had this really cool bead store that is no more in Arizona. It was called Beads Galore. Oh my gosh, it was the coolest store. Anyway, it had, oh man, rows and rows and bins of real stones. And that's what these are. I'm not totally sure, but I think they're amethyst or something like that. I don't know. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe. And in my stash, I also had these Swarovski, is that how you say that? Crystals that I thought I could add also to the dangles and kind of mix the colors, since there's maroon, burgundy, whatever this color is, throughout the journal. And I ordered a couple things from Amazon. So I'm hoping that it says it's arriving today, and then I can show you my clasp that I'm making. I was wanting to make the clasp a little bit different, but I'm gonna go with those clips, you know, like the small binder clips, I think is what they're called. I was thinking possibly of doing like a hitch post, but I don't think that my chain will stay on if I do it that way. So my plan is now to do talking and doing this, I'm not doing so well, but my plan is to do the clasp. So we'll see. I wanted a bit different of a closure for the music journal than I normally do. I'm a little out of practice with making these little beaded wire wrapped pieces. It's okay, I'll get there. So I bought, also on Amazon, which has already arrived today, this wire, because I wanted this antique copper. It's a little bit different color, but I think it's close-ish enough that it will be okay. Yeah, so in my 20s, I was obsessed with making necklaces with beads and gems, and I sold some. I didn't have an Etsy shop then, but I guess it's always been something that I wanted to do, is make something, you know, handmade. Who knew it would end up being digital stuff, and selling. We had like a Western, like Pioneer Village, I think is what it was, or something similar to that, kind of near me, and they were gonna have like different shops on the weekends, and I remember thinking, oh, that would be cool to rent a place, like a small little shop, and sell my jewelry in the shop. Never happened, but it was a thought. Yep, you just never know where life's gonna take you. So I don't know if you could see while I was talking, I like to make a couple twists with the wire, and then that forms the bottom of my loop, and then I try not to have it poking out. So make sure I tuck that in. So that one kind of poking out a little bit. And then add your bead, your gem, your button, whatever it might be. Then you take your plier or your tool, flip it one way, and then bring it back the other way. And then you wrap it. That's where this guy comes in. And then snip it nice and close. And then you tuck in, what was that? You tuck in this guy too. Don't want him poking out. And you could multiple beads, of course. I think I'm just gonna do single little things. Okay, I wrapped the beads and I have some rings that I will use to attach the different pieces. And I'm going to use this Tim Holtz. I don't know what this is called. A swivel, I don't know what it is. And so this will attach to one of the clasps like that. And this will attach to the journal. And then this I want to kind of have a dangle. So if I clasp this to the front, and then I kind of see how smushy I want the journal, and I think something like that. And then I'm going to put this ring here so that I have a little bit of a dangle from the chain. I'm going to close this. Actually, this needs to go on here. Oops. And then I can close this. And then this will go on the front. And then this one will go on the back. And then this will dangle, and I'm going to attach a piece to this part. I think I'm going to attach this charm. So I probably could go with a smaller. Let's see if this one will work. I'm going to open this. Oh, I can slide this in. Add it to the chain. Close this up. Yeah. And then that will dangle down just like that. Maybe I want this a little bit longer. Yeah, I like that. Not as far. Did I even move it? Yeah, I think I did. Not as far down. I like how that looks. And then we just need to attach these. Okay, the next thing I want to do, now that this is attached, I did change this ring out. This one was getting a little, I had bent it too many times, so I think this will be better. I'm going to add, I think some of the smaller rings will work. Kind of almost to match the size of the chain. Kind of to give it a more uniform look. Good. Should I go one smaller? All right, let's try, well, let's see what happens. We'll try this little one and see. Might be too small, but okay, now let's see if we can put this on here. And smush it back together. I'm having a hard time grabbing it. There we go. There. Cute. And then let's add, I think I might go with the bigger ones. The little one's a little difficult to work with. Alright, I think I'm going to add one more instrument on this side because it looks a little uneven. So let's add one more. There. I think that looks good. And then we can add these to this little dangly part. There we go. Cute. Yeah. I think that looks pretty cute. And then it just clips right on the book. And you could tighten this or loosen this with this extra chain if the book got bigger. And then I also like that I added this to the spine. I think that looks nice. And then we also have the charms dangling on the bottom. Does that work or does it not need it? I don't know, now that I see it. Maybe I'm not going to do it. We'll see. I have to think about that. Okay, so I'm going to do, I think, a flip through in the next video. I hope you come on back. I'm just going to double check that I have everything ready to go. Thanks for joining me for making this charm dangle closure. If you're doing the bingo, I think Dangles on there. So something like this would mark off a square. All right, I hope you have a wonderfully crafty day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.